Love it. One Team Media.
We showed you what the GOAT was last year when we beat y'all 50-7.
Let's go! One team!
Relax, big boy.
One team, one podcast. One team, one team, one podcast.
Team One Podcast?
One Team, One Podcast?
Yeah, they did a good job.
Really good job.
Yeah. Why is he so fat?
One team, one podcast. One team, one team, one podcast. One team, one podcast. One team, one team, one podcast.
Welcome back, guys. One Team, One Podcast, episode 79.
79, is that right? Okay.
Do we have a 79? Carnell.
Herman Johnson.
Herman Johnson. That's the guy.
That's a big one, huh?
I mean, he's like 400 pounds.
yeah.
They were saying he was 380. Like,
Didn't they say he was like a 50-pound baby or something like that?
50 pounds.
I feel like it goes
He was
up.
the largest
I feel like
baby.
it goes up every time I hear
He
someone
was the
talk about
largest baby in the history of Louisiana, apparently. That was real.
He was
like maybe 19 pounds. I don't know.
I think it was like
Something like
it was like
that.
upwards of 16 at least.
Yeah.
It was 16 at most.
He came out and he
minimum.
was doing shucks as he came out.
Uh-huh.
Like he was just an automatic offensive lineman. Big perm. All right,
Played guard.
guard. Yeah.
Big ass dude like that playing guard. Really weird.
Well, LSU back then,
Oh,
we
true.
were just running the ball all the time.
Leslie.
Yeah,
Although that was Croton, so we were throwing it around a little bit.
that's true. That's true. Big show tonight, even though it's the off season.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Very busy off season.
This has been extremely busy.
Could not be
off-season.
more busy.
Like there's something happening. It feels like every day
Yeah.
during the off season. I'm sure that's going to die down, but
No.
today, it's the finals of the College World Series. So there's starting right now.
Right. Yeah.
So anybody in the chat, I want everybody to kind of help us out because we don't have the game
we need
on.
score updates.
But it's Bednar versus Kumar Rocker.
Kumar's pitching tonight.
Yeah,
Jesus.
this is a big time pitching matchup.
Holy cow.
Jude in the chat already. Lloyd Cushenberry, we missed that one.
Look at Jude with the slick back
I
hair,
know.
by the way.
I mean, slick back mullet going on in the
yeah.
background. He just
Waving around.
floated just now. This guy. So all right, big. Like I said, big off season so far. this is so far a big week too, which we had Jay Johnson introduced.
Sure.
We had Darius Days has decided to come back, which is we're huge basketball guys, so I can't tell you what that means. We'll talk about that in a second. Darius Rosenthal is going to the transfer portal. He's smoked his last joint here.
Sure.
And we want to talk about what that means for the quarterback race, because I think that's very interesting. And Jarrett Rozier, me and Jarrett were texting back and forth too about with Rosenthal out, Cam Wire stepping in. Cam Wire started more freaking games than Rosenthal did last year.
Right.
And everybody's saying, oh, we had all 5 guys returning. You still have all 5 guys returning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because this guy started more games than Rosenthal did.
Right. Yeah.
Last year.
I don't know. I mean, Cam Wire's not,
he's not at the potential.
He's not a huge step down from Darius Rosenthal, but
right.
It is a little bit. So it hurts.
Obviously. Yeah, you're losing a guy. My point was, and we're about to bring Lucas Urgusa on, by the way, from River City's 1 hour, or River City's Total Maintenance. I shouldn't say 1 hour. He'll kill me for that one. He used to be with 1 hour. Now he's in New Orleans with Total Maintenance. River City's Total Maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Are they connected?
Yes.
Okay,
they are.
Okay. I was always like, man, that is a really similar name.
Owned it for years. So Lucas is going to join us, and I know we're going to want to talk about the Rosenthal leaving, but also what that means for Max and Myles. He's kind of gotten he's told me some info on Myles over the years, and I kind of want to talk to him about the quarterback race going forward, because with Rosenthal leaving, it was your left tackle. Naturally, Max Johnson is a lefty, so Deculus was his right tackle to begin with, and
so
he wants that blind side, and he's more mobile. I really feel like that could be one of the things that steps it off. All right, before we get into that, I want to get to some of our other sponsors. Bank of England Mortgage, you see them right here at the bottom of the screen. Patrick Michelson at Bank of England. We're going to bring him on to not today, but probably next week. We'll talk a little bit more about baseball, and I'm pretty sure Jay Johnson will have his assistant hires wrapped up by then. We can talk about that. Patrick's a huge youth baseball guy, so I think he'll have some input on what that will mean for LSU. Jay Johnson being in Arizona and bringing in some guys, probably hopefully a little closer to home. I think that's what that's going to mean. But reach out to Patrick. Refis, mortgages, first mortgages. The guy can help you out with anything. Jude's showing us something in the chat, and I don't know what it was. He was showing us a picture of somebody. I don't know what it was. Anyway, he was distracting me. But Patrick Michelson, Bank of England Mortgage, Bank of England Mortgage is our title sponsor for all audio podcasts. So you'll hear them again when you get on Spotify or Apple. But Bank of England's been a big supporter of us. We have a golf tournament in the works as well, possibly in November, and I'll be calling Patrick about that as well. Of course, River City's Total Maintenance. We're going to bring on Lucas in just a second. We can kind of plug that for him. In the North Shore and New Orleans area, so reach out to River Cities. It's hot as balls, guys. So I'm sure you're going to want to reach out to Lucas. Relief Pools. My guys over at Relief Pools, Ben Landry at Relief Pools. Speaking of hot as balls, you need to go ahead and get your pool set up now, right? I would love to have a pool in my backyard right now. So trying to get we may have a Relief Pools a pool hot tub podcast situation coming here soon.
Coming soon?
Possibly.
Oh man.
We talked about it.
You've been just floating that out there.
I have
like 5
literally
months now,
get it, just floating it, getting it.
That's the idea.
All right. Last but not least, Fred's in Tigerland. They've been a big supporter of us. We need to go back. Y'all need to go back to Fred's, do some more videos over there, right?
Sure do.
So hopefully we can get Willie B on the case over there. But Fred's has been a big supporter of ours. Jason and the guys were in Vegas. I don't know what they were doing in Vegas. I need to reach out to them, but they were all. I
went to Vegas.
Yeah, the whole Fred's management crew went to Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Bringing the moose.
that's right. All right. So without further ado, we have our guy Lucas Ragusa is in the chat right now. Lucas, what's going on, buddy? You hear us?
Yeah, man, I hear you fine. How are y'all?
I'm doing good, buddy. We were just talking about River City. Y'all busy as all get out right now?
Yeah, busier than one-legged man in the ass-kicking contest.
Are you are you in the office right now?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually sitting at my desk.
So we should be able to hear the phone ringing in a second.
I think the phones have been forwarded for the afternoon to go to dispatch,
Okay.
who operate from home. But if you'd have called about 2 o'clock, it would have been constant. You'd have thought it was Christmas time because it was ringing.
So tell us everything about total maintenance. And we've been talking about this every podcast, but what does total maintenance mean for you guys right now? I know ACs is the hot and heavy stuff right now, but what else are you guys being able to do in the North Shore in New Orleans?
So what we do is primarily we're an HVAC company. You've known me forever. I worked for River City Air in Baton Rouge. It's where I cut my teeth. And then after Katrina, we expanded to New Orleans. And I've been here ever since. And about 6 years ago, we acquired a company in the New Orleans area that had a little larger footprint than we did in New Orleans. And that company's name was Total Maintenance. And they did electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. And so what I did is we took the air conditioning side of the business, and we kind of got away from the construction ends of the plumbing and the electrical world, but continued to do the plumbing service work. So I'm not the guy you call to remodel your home for your plumbing and your electrical. I'm the guy you call to change out, electrical outlets and ceiling fans and lights and adding lights and adding switches and things of that nature. And then on the plumbing side, changing faucets and replacing gaskets on toilets and that kind of stuff. The service end of that business. And what I found is there's like 3 different kinds of plumbers, right? There's a construction plumber, a guy that cleans out the lines, and then there's a service plumber, which is what I do. And it's worked well. It allows me to offer my clients that I brought with us whenever we acquired Total Maintenance, and then gives us an ability to give them one place to call, to where they have some familiarity with the company. They know how we operate. They know what we do, and we're able to provide them what they need. That's not my fault. I'm not doing it.
It's me.
No, it's on our end.
It's us.
It's on
Yeah,
our
you
end.
should upgrade.
This is a constant problem.
I'm trying, Lucas. I'm trying.
So
it's
is that it for today? Since I sound staticky.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, so you sent me something the other day. You have a long list of Saints residents that you've helped out, right, in the New Orleans area?
No comment. Don't ruin it for me, man.
All right.
Let's just say, allegedly, I've been in quite a few homes of some legendary
future
people.
Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's not what I
It's just
said.
the word on the street.
Listen, I saw today that Ramcheck got paid, and that's awesome. Being an old all 165 pounds of me whenever I was in high school. I have the appreciation when the big guys
Offensive
get
guard.
paid.
160 offensive guard. Yeah, it's impressive.
Played opposite of all district Matt Anderson. But when I saw him get paid, when he first came into the league, I guess that's 3-4 years ago, he actually called us, and we did some service at his house, and he was good enough to sign some of my paperwork, and I keep that very proudly. And former Saint punter is a very close friend of mine.
Orsted.
Work, yes, got a football, and it's an honor to be somebody. And the cool thing is it's not just players; it's front office personnel as well, and they're not talking to each other. Like, I'm not getting referred to them by each other. It's happening organically. And man, look, I don't need practice at this. I've done this for 25 years, and I'm very good at it. So it's not like I'm, on their jock trying to get their work. But it is quite the honor whenever you get that call, and they just want to be treated fairly, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I do. It's what I'm all about. I'm not going to do it any other way because I have to sleep at night, and that's very important to me that happens. So whether it's the upper ends or the people like me and you that are in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take care of everybody just the same. But
Ramczyk didn't owe any bills or anything before this contract came out.
not at all. No. And he's a gem of a guy. He is a giant, but a really class act. And I was happy to see that he's going to be a Saint, for many years to come. He's well deserving. I remember the Wisconsin game whenever they just absolutely dominated our defensive line.
Yep.
It was the first time I saw him, and I was like, God, that guy's a mauler. And it was one of the first times where whenever we took, that high of a pick, on the line, where I was like, oh yeah, that's the one. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm always excited whenever we take, upper end draft picks, involving the offensive line. There we go again, Matt Anderson. Fix it.
We're working it. I got a producer here to my right, and I'm just, oh my God, there's a line touching a line. I don't know what it is. That's what I was told. Anyway.
Maybe I need to come over there and fix some lines.
We need to, maybe
There
Total
we go.
Maintenance needs to come help us out a little bit. All right, let's get to some LSU football. I know that's what you want to talk about.
I like the football. I like it. I like it a lot.
When Rosenthal left this week, transfer portal, all accounts says he's definitely gone. I feel like it's solidified Max Johnson as being the guy. What are your thoughts of that?
And I still don't think so. I think this is.
I'm just thinking left tackle, lefty quarterback, mobility. It just means that.
Oh, I mean, okay. So let's switch it up. Is your right tackle good enough to be his blindside guy?
I mean, I think
it's ridiculous.
Ability anyway, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if our offense is anything like it was in 19, and by all accounts, from the spring game, which is the only litmus that we have to go off of,
closer to 19 than 20 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to be getting rid of it in 3 seconds for the most part to get the pressure off, then I really don't see a fall off. I'm a fan of Brennan's, man. I'm a fan of anybody that pays their dues and pays their time in a program to get their opportunity. And the great news that LSU has right now is that we're loaded at quarterback for the next 6-year stretch. I mean, by all accounts,
for sure.
I mean, this is not. It's not Tommy Hotz and Mickey Guidry. I mean, these guys are better than those two as far as what their potential is. And so, I think it's his to lose. Yes, I like a more mobile guy. I think, ultimately Johnson is going to be great, but I think you have to give Brennan a shot to lose the job. And, Cameron Wire, East Ascension, that's where I live now. My son played at East Ascension, and so played with him a year. Mm-hmm. I'm pulling for the guy. I mean, he wasn't horrible last year, and hopefully he got better, got stronger, and can fill that role on that left side, because I don't think we have much behind that. But we're just gonna have to see how that plays out. I mean, you scheme around your weaknesses, right? I mean, that's the whole chess match of football. And so if the left side is our problem, maybe you see Deculus go over there. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, it's a little early for us to feel like just because that one move, that's going to put Johnson in the driver's seat for the position, at least in my opinion. I mean, you guys get paid for this. I'm just, paying to be here. So your opinion might mean more than mine, but at the same time, I think we just kind of have to see how it plays out. We have to trust O.
Yeah.
And what he does and what he sees on a daily basis.
We're still workshopping the static, Lucas. So don't get on me about it.
No, that's cool. When I
right now.
listen later, I'll send you a text message. And
I'm
let
sure
know.
you will.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, my thoughts on Rosenthal leaving and Cam Wire coming in. First of all, and we touched on this at the very beginning of the show. Jarrett Roser, with Tiger Details, he had posted something about, actually Cam Wire started more games than Rosenthal did last year. So he actually started 6 games, whereas Rosenthal started 5. So you may be thinking that you're losing a starter, but really, are you really losing a starter? Because Cam Wire may have more experience than Rosenthal does in game. So,
Well, I mean, he does in 20, but he doesn't in 19 because I think Drew started all the games in 19, right?
no, 19, it was Sadiq Charles for
Okay.
most of
Yeah.
the games. So Darius
Derek came
Rosenthal
in
wasn't
for-
in.
They came in for like 4 or 5 games that year, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And,
or
and then
3 games.
the other side of that too is that if Wire was the first half of the season and Rosenthal was the second half of the season,
The
obviously,
second half looks better, right?
yeah, the second half looks better. I mean, we upset a couple of teams there, so I don't know. I mean, pass protection is critical in this offense, so they have to be able to block the guys up front in order to give whatever quarterback you have back there enough time to hit these talented receivers.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that Brad Davis is going to help with that a little bit too. I didn't see a whole lot of development out of some guys. You still got guys that are just sitting on the bench that were talented freshmen coming out of high school that have not sniffed any action at LSU, and I don't know if I can contribute all that to James Craig, but it's got to be some of it, right? Like, I see guys starting as freshmen or sophomores quite a bit on the offensive line now all over the SEC. And, that might not be fantastic, but at least they're serviceable. And I don't see any of that from some of our guys that we had in the last couple of years. I'm hoping Brad Davis is able to add to that a little bit to where we have a couple of guys.
Well, he may also pull a couple of guys that you wouldn't get previous because, he is
recruits, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the hope. I mean, they sure got away from the last guy pretty quick, and I know that he was, kind of getting us in trouble. But
I think he was on the edge as it were already,
Right.
and then all of a sudden a violation was about to pop up, and they were like, "Okay, last straw, bro."
Yeah, later, and that's
exactly
exactly what happened. But
when it's a violation on a guy that you were already lost, as it were, like I think it was Tristan Lee went to Clemson, and it's a violation for that guy.
Right.
So I think Clemson probably turned them in. It's almost like Cam Newton, Auburn, and Auburn turns Mississippi State in for trying to pay Cam Newton money.
Uh-huh.
It's like one of those things. Like,
Right.
okay, bro. Oh, you're going to turn me off?
It's the opposite.
All right, Sam is our executive producer. He's a big Auburn guy. He wants to chime in on my Cam Newton comment just now.
Well, first of all, Lucas, spot on. Seems like a great guy. But the Cam Newton thing, you're just wrong on that. Mississippi State turned Auburn in, and then
Right.
it was a petty fest. So don't be thrown off. And Matt threw me under the bus about these wires. She set these wires up. Lucas, this is ridiculous.
I mean, but okay.
We do need you in this room to help these cables.
Well, we definitely haven't been having the same static problem for over a year now. So,
Oh, God.
Look, we don't have to talk about Scam Newton because we all know what that was.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just all Mississippi State was upset. They didn't have as much money as Auburn, and
That's
Auburn
true.
paid, and Scam went there and won a national championship. And
Yeah.
Auburn should have their national championship revoked.
Mississippi
That's
State-
all I'm saying.
Yeah, Mississippi State was $250 large for Cam Newton. Then they
Dude,
lost.
That's why they lost. That was underpaying.
It was
What, $500,000?
You got to pay Cam more than $250.
It was a donation to a church from Auburn University, and what that church did with that money is not up to me. So I'm sorry, we have a heart, guys. So take that for what it's worth.
those poor guys can't even figure out what their mascot is in Auburn. Just leave him alone. He'll be okay.
So we had talked this week earlier, Lucas, about Myles Brennan is in California with Jake Keats, right? So You feel like that's I mean, it's got to be an advantage for Myles, right, to have more time with Jake Peets at this point.
I mean, you would think so. I thought it was kind of strange whenever I saw it. But it's one of those deals where, again, it kind of leads you to believe that, if Peets is the play caller and the guy that, is going to be running the plays is with him, then, that kind of leads me to believe that Peets thinks he's the guy. But, again, man, it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen there. I'm just, like I said, I'm pulling for Brennan. I know that, that injury last year is just crazy.
Yeah.
That he had to deal with that the way he did, but Lee, man, the dude was chunking it. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily how much it means that Myles was there with Peets. I mean, it's definitely an advantage for him that he was there with the offensive coordinator.
Well, and they're at a
country.
camp where
Right.
I'm sure he's getting some tutelage, right?
Yeah. There's a real good friend of the show that told me that Sarkisian and Jalen Hurts went to the same camp a few years ago, and then Tua ended up being
big friend of the show, right?
Yeah, real good friend of the show.
Yeah,
Real
solid guy.
Yeah, nice dude. He told so Jalen Hurts and Sarkisian went there, and then Tua ended up being the starter. So like same situation, pretty much.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we had heard too. Is that it may be a nothing burger, but I just think that it's interesting nonetheless.
No, definitely.
That Myles is invited to this camp with Jordan Palmer Invitational, whatever it is, quarterback camp, and Max is not. And now, in the same time, is Max working with? I'm interested in is Max working with players while
Max is working
Myles
with his
is doing this
Super Bowl winning quarterback dad?
Yeah,
he gets practice every day.
Yeah. Do you want to be coached by Jordan Palmer or Brad Johnson?
Right.
Anyway, that's kind of what my 2 cents on the whole thing is. I found it interesting for sure.
And probably Mark Richt too. I'm sure Mark Richt's around.
Possibly.
His freaking uncle.
That's right. All right, Lucas.
I wanted to ask a question. Is there any chance that camp is specifically set up for guys that are going to be going into the league at some point soon?
That if that's the case,
I felt it was probably similar to the Peyton Manning, the Manning Passing Academy.
They're both going to the Manning camp.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're both invited to that.
That's what I assumed it was kind of like, where you would bring in guys and like Myles would be a coach of some other high school kids that are coming in, and he's just kind of there. But obviously,
it might be for upperclassmen. That might be what it is. I need to look it up now.
It possibly, it could be, and it could be just something that Myles was invited to, and Max was left off the list.
Yeah. Max gets invited next year.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. I know that Palmer does a lot of work with guys going to the draft, like right before they get drafted. So it could be an upperclassman thing, like y'all said.
And so maybe he could be training Myles too on the side, right? So that's
I'm excited for Max to have a really good season this year, and then next offseason we're saying offseason we're saying that like Max Johnson is like the new Myles Brennan. And Walker Howard should start.
Now, next year, it's going to be another debate with Max Johnson, and you're going to have Nussmeier is going to be in the conversation.
Well, and not if Max Johnson has a good year.
I still think Nussmeier has got he's got the it factor, bro.
Nah, but like if Max throws like 325 a game, 50 yards rushing a game, you can't unseat him.
And Lucas, I'm telling you this right now. The Nussmeier Walker Howard quarterback competition is going to be like one that we've never seen. It is going to be epic.
And Arch Manning.
Both of the and Arch Manning.
Look, we over here we've kind of got it planned out, right? So it's Myles. It's Myles this year. He goes into the draft. It's Max Johnson next year, and he goes into the draft because he would be at the end of his third year. Sure. Then it's Nussmeier or Howard. And then it's Arch after that. So that's what I said. Like we got the next 6 or 8 years. I mean, hey, I love how we talk about these guys as if they've started an SEC game.
Who's the 2024 guys? We need to figure that out.
God, what a problem to have for LSU.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's
going to be Walker Howard. That's
our
guy, bro.
So many years of mediocrity at that position, and one guy comes in and changes the face of it. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that Burrow didn't have that effect to where other guys saw that and said, that's where I want to go. That's the place I need to be. So I'm stoked. I just hope we can manage the roster.
Yeah.
As I've heard you guys talking about, and can keep them all engaged. I mean, we kind of all knew that the other kid was going to leave from Ponchatoula. I'm sure Mr. Auburn over there to your right is excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Listen, TJ Finley, I take it or leave it. But LSU, the QB factory now, oh my goodness, they win one Heisman and they're turning them out, guys.
Hey, it's all about
whoa, man, y'all are ahead of yourself.
I can't remember who I was talking to, but once you get the lid off with good quarterbacks, it's like now they just kind of come rolling in.
Well,
okay, you can succeed at quarterback there, so I'll go there.
The coaching change was huge, in all honesty, to get rid of Les Miles and to bring in a new style offense. Definitely. And there's no reason LSU can't recruit top-tier quarterbacks like they do at every other position. Just historically, they haven't, and Burrow was the first one, and nobody's done it since. So that this 10-year hypothetical QB battle you guys are making up is incredible.
Well,
right
it's like
now.
basically whoever wins 2021 is just the bridge to Walker Howard, and then Walker Howard gets to start for 3 years.
All right, we've got some people in the chat, Lucas, that are hammering us about talking about baseball. So, you have any baseball thoughts for us before you go?
No. This is going to point out one obvious thing. How come this show did not mention this guy that they just hired? Like, we never heard of this guy's name on
Jay Johnson.
Yeah.
We talked about Jay Johnson last week
on the show.
Yeah, we did. I posted the clip of it
because of Gilbo.
No, yeah. Well, he was Gilbo posted about it, and we talked about all the different guys.
But yeah, no, he largely came out of nowhere.
Jay Johnson, it snuck under the radar. That was a Woodward, definite Woodward smokescreen. I feel like he was playing with everybody.
Smokescreen.
He is a
genius.
Yes. Yeah, he
really is.
Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton-esque moves.
Absolutely.
I mean, how can you not trust that guy with this athletic department? I mean, the best thing about it is he's from Baton Rouge. Now, he's from a school we won't talk about, but at the same time.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Jack went there, so
well, do we want to talk about that?
Well, yeah,
let's do
it.
Allegations? Allegations? I don't think they're allegations.
But we don't know what it was yet. So
they still won't even say what it was.
They won't say what it was exactly. Everybody knows
the same thing they were doing in 1993.
Same thing they were doing in 89, Lucas.
Yeah. I mean,
same thing every successful high school athletic program's doing, right?
All right, man.
Come on.
Whatever.
Come on.
So I will say this. Evangel, John Curtis, even West Monroe as a public school has been doing this kind of stuff for years.
Well, West Monroe been holding them back in kindergarten so that they're 19 when they're playing in their senior year.
Exactly. Now, but then guys would transfer in from Texas all of a sudden, and it was just like, but Evangel was getting guys from Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and that would just, who was the next quarterback that was going to come in after Brock Berlin left. And, some of this is picking on, they're trying to make a statement with Catholic High, and you probably don't have any qualms about that at all. I know where we come from. We come from Lehigh, but at the same time, I can tell you that this was
a hack job for sure.
It was, and it was like, if you're going to go after one, why aren't you going after the other? It's kind of like if you want to put LSU on probation for paying players at LSU basketball, why aren't you hammering Duke and all the other schools that are doing the same thing?
Dick.
Exactly.
No, listen. I'm
in this case, it's Eddie Bonine.
Yeah, a lot of friends that went to Catholic. Very, much respect to that organization and what they do. He's got caught. It is what it is. I mean, I would feel better about them if they owned up to it and said, "Yeah, we're doing it," but so is everybody else, and that's the whole deal. But hopefully, they're able to rebound and do it the right way going forward.
Oh, yeah,
they'll be fine.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah,
there's always another work done on the Rams Breck team, so they can have another one. Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty, guys.
All right, buddy. We appreciate you. River City's Total Maintenance, Lucas Ragusa, great friend of the podcast. We appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, we'll have to. You got a hat and a shirt here. You said you were going to come get it, right?
We need to catch up. I need to come smoke a cigar with you and hang out for a minute.
Good deal, buddy. We appreciate you. We'll check in with you in a couple of weeks. How about that?
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right, bud. Talk to you soon.
Later.
Bye. All right, that was Lucas Ragusa, Total Maintenance, River City's Total Maintenance in New Orleans and the North Shore. We appreciate them. Shout out to a couple other sponsors, and he just mentioned Bocock Brothers Cigars, so want to give them a shout out. Bocock has been great to us. I have currently Jack is holding a box right now. I have a half a box of these Connecticut's left, and that's the ones that you see on the screen as well. But I also have a box of the habaneros and a box of the Maduros that I smoke one just about every day. So check us out on Instagram. I post those all the time. But Bocock, they are in Churchill's, Havana Port, and also Cigar Den in Prairieville. Cigar Den wants us to do a podcast live at Cigar Den, so we need to do that as well. So check us out, check them out, Bocock Brothers. Check out their website too. You can order straight from there as well. Also, Mr. Funds Travel, Jason Ramazan at Mr. Funds has been a great guy.
Dude, I was doing a lot of research today on LA trip.
Okay.
I'll tell you this right now. It is a pain in the ass
to do all of the things
to figure it all out.
So, and
just
these guys,
get somebody to do it for you.
These guys have it all down. So they'll pay for the tickets included for the game, the flight, the hotel, and they have a tailgate included. So everything's included. It's all inclusive. So give Mr. Funds Travel a call. Jason Ramazan will hook you up. Tell them that the podcast sent you. Also, Bogies in Baton Rouge. We need to give a big old shout out to Bogies. We need to do their show over there as well. Y'all can do some videos over there. They would love to have you over at Bogies, staple in Baton Rouge. And with that, let's talk about baseball. We were getting hounded about baseball here. So I just saw Jude posted in the chat going in the second inning. It's Mississippi State 1, Pitt State 1, Whistlers 0. So Mississippi State's up 1-0 over Vandy. All right. So Jude just walked away while he did our graphic. Let me change it for you, Jude. Appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about baseball a little bit. Jay Johnson hire. I feel ecstatic. I was already okay with the hire at first, and it was more because he's a very offensive-minded coach and younger coach. So he's in his 40s. I loved all of that. What I loved even more is when you hear him in the press conference. When you hear him in the press conference, he starts talking about how he's followed LSU baseball over the years. Like he knows who Skip Bourbon is. He knows who Paul Maneri is, and he's kept up with these guys. He had Skip Bourbon's book, for crying out loud, and like read it and like had a videotape and stuff like that. That's what I love. I love somebody that is young. He may be from Arizona and out from the West Coast, but he knows about the LSU tradition. And I think LSU fans discount that a little bit, and we don't realize that a guy from the West Coast can still understand how important LSU baseball is to this region or whatever. So that was my immediate thoughts of it.
Reminded me a lot of Will Wade's opening press conference.
Sure,
he called LSU like a sleeping giant, and LSU's maybe for baseball, it's maybe not sleeping.
Well, what he said was LSU baseball is we're going to rebound and not rebuild. So, not
it's a good line.
Yeah, he wasn't saying that.
Well, also, Paul Maneri is sitting right next to him.
Yeah, he's sitting right there. But it's true, especially with the transfer portal, and that's what else we want to talk about is not only was he hired, but like literally the next day, we're hearing Jacob Berry from Arizona, who's a freshman this past year, 352 batting average, 17 home runs, 70 RBIs.
Second team All-American.
Yes, and he's in the transfer portal and likely to come to LSU.
Yeah.
He'd be a third baseman, is what it sounds like.
Does that move Doty to second, you think?
Possibly, and already we see today that Zach Arnold is transferring.
Sure.
He's in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. Yeah, Zarni transferring, damn, that kid was missing. Absolutely he was. Cranford and Sanford need to transfer ASAP. I agree with that as well. These guys need to get out.
Safford, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He came in again in that Oregon game and just sucked it up.
I know.
Poor guy.
And Mitchell Sanford never really got a shot. Those guys, we need to kind of clean out the guys that really didn't get playing. They weren't going to be able to get playing time to begin with. That you don't feel like they're going to be able to develop into starters. And we just need to upgrade the roster. And I think that's what it's going to have some hard conversations.
Man, that's what it feels like we're doing too.
Yeah, it's going to be some very hard conversations that he's going to have. But it is what it is at this point. You got to upgrade that roster. And if you add a guy like Jacob Berry, you're talking about Trey Morgan. You'll have Cruz, Doty, Berry, Dugas. That's Jesus. 1 through 5 right there. So unless you add
again.
So that's Morgan, Cruz, Doty, Berry, and you can interchange those two as in the lineup, but then Dugas.
Yeah.
And with that, there's another guy, and I forget his last name. You mentioned him earlier, Sam.
He has a strange name.
He had a weird last name, and I feel like I think he was draft eligible, if I'm not mistaken. So there's something with that too. But he was batting like 369 or something like that this past year. So there's other guys that are going to be coming, and he was also I don't know if he was an outfielder. Yeah, I think he was an outfielder. I'm not quite sure exactly, but the conversation this afternoon turned into on Twitter. Trey Morgan, does he stay at first base or does he move to the outfield?
Right.
And we had another Will Wade allegations, wanted to hammer on me on this one. My thoughts are first Matt wants Trey in the outfield. Now this shit, I don't remember what the other shit was.
It was
Max and Myles or something.
Some about the quarterbacks, yeah.
So my thoughts on Trey Morgan moving to the outfield. Apparently center field is where he's projected as a pro. He will not play in the pros as a first baseman, guaranteed. You have to have major power to play first base in the pros.
Well, not even that. He's just too small. Sorry to put in. I mean,
he is, but I think
that's why
he's got to have power, right? You have to hit 20 plus home runs in the majors to play first, right?
Sure.
Like maybe 30 more.
Hands down, the best athlete I've ever seen play.
That's why
absolutely.
That's why it's
tough.
That's why it's upsetting to have to move him to the outfield because god damn, he saved so many outs.
He did, first base. But how many runs are we sacrificing by not having him at center and not bringing in another bat that's not good defensively to play first? That's the question.
Yeah.
And where we're bad at this year was really offensively. Right? Like we weren't scoring enough runs.
Yeah.
We weren't getting enough guys on base. We're not scoring enough runs. We're not completing this lineup. And we have a guy at first that's amazing defensively, but was that really our problem? As a center fielder,
who's the DH? That's what I'm wondering.
Next year?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
The lineups.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
It's so far away. And there's so many moving parts.
All right,
now.
question in chat. Why do you have to have power to play first? That's insane. He also hasn't retooled his swing yet. Look. I'm not saying that. Well, we sucked on defense too. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Landon Marceau. Okay, we all agree that Landon Marceau had a great year pitching. Right? What was his record this year?
Bad.
6-6.
Bad.
6-5.
Bad. It was bad.
Was that because of his pitching was bad? Was that because the defense was bad?
No.
Yeah. Why was his record bad?
Because we didn't get hits.
He had no run production.
Because we had
zero run production.
3 or 4 of his starts, we got shut out.
Barry was a DH this year. No, Barry was a third baseman this year. He can DH if you want him to DH, but if he's decent,
he's good enough in the
third,
field.
then you put him in the third. The point with Trey Morgan isn't that you have to move him to center. That's not the point. If you have a guy that you're bringing in that's a big bat that's batting 350, 360, that isn't good on the field at all. You either DH him or you put him at first.
Right.
Right. That's where you put those guys.
Or, I mean, could you put him in right field?
You could, but I think he's going to project. I think he's a faster outfielder. He's going to be a center fielder if he plays outfield, in my opinion.
Are you talking about Trey Morgan?
Trey Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about the other guy.
I was talking about the other guy.
It depends on who it is. If he's a big slow guy,
you put the shitty guys you can't play anywhere else in left field.
You know what? I'm so used to.
It has to have an arm too.
I'm so used to Paul Maneri. Paul Maneri would always put big fat slow guys out in left field. He did that so many times. I feel like he put it was one of the Jordan twins. He put him out in left field, and dude was so freaking slow.
I don't think it really matters where you play these guys defensively. I think what kind of you're going back to with Jay Johnson's strength is his offense and the ability for the lineup to get the guys on base and then have the power to drop them in the pop and regardless where they play. They're going to. I
think now you're going to have a complete switch where we were worried about our offense and run production, and now this coming year it's going to be a flip. You're going to have run production, you're going to have offense, you're going to have guys hitting at a high average, and that's going to be the flip. You're going to have guys that are going to be able to coaches that are going to be able to develop players and develop hitting talent as well. So I'll say this: if Trey wants to play center field in the pros, then I agree with that completely. He needs to make it now while it's open. I agree. I think he does need to do that now, and don't wait till the minors to do that in the minors. But from all accounts, I've heard that plenty of times that he's projected to be a center fielder in the pros. Mm-hmm. They're not going to play him at first in the pros. Absolutely not.
How many first basemen can y'all think of that are 6 foot and under? Or I feel like most of them are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
The last guy that I can think of, like Trey Morgan in the pros, was John Olerud, and that's before you were born. 93 Toronto Blue Jays, a guy that could hit. He could hit homers, and Trey Morgan can too, but that wasn't his strength. His strength was just pure batting average, and he was a fantastic glove at first base. Those days are gone. Those days are completely gone with the pros. Mm-hmm. So, his position isn't there, and I was a former first baseman, and I freaking love the guy at first base, and I would love to see him at first base, but that's just not going to happen.
It's going to be a lot easier to criticize the decision if you move Trey Morgan to outfield. I'm just realizing, because it's a quantifiable outcome of
now
first baseman misses
let me
the
say
catch.
This: you move
Trey Morgan would have made that play.
You move Trey Morgan to center, and you put a guy like Cade Beloso at first this year. It's a disaster.
Does Cade Beloso have another year of eligibility?
I don't know. I'm just using him as an example. I shouldn't be picking on the kid, but come on.
No,
that's the example. It's you can't move that guy at first. You have to move a guy that's a solid 330 or plus average who's going to hit some bombs. That's the point. That's the whole point of this. So
who's is it Little Jordan that's gonna stay at shortstop?
Jordan Thompson.
Y'all have Mikey Romero. I say y'all.
Mikey
Romero is coming in. Yes. He's one of the best players in the country.
Okay. We don't know if he's going to get drafted in the pros and leave.
That's the guy.
So that would be your shortstop next year. He's got pop, and he's a huge center fielder, but he may go pro.
I think he's a middle infielder, right?
Shortstop.
Yeah.
You said center field.
Oh, did I say center field? No, he's
shortstop.
Sorry,
trying to replace Trey Morgan already. My goodness,
goodness, great. I know. I'm just a big Trey Morgan hater. Apparently, will weigh
Tennessee fan.
All right, so so possibly some more transfers coming in this week. is what it looks like. Jacob Berry could be any day now, it sounds like.
Yep.
And I know
Surprised he hasn't announced it, honestly.
I saw a couple of people asking about pitchers, and I just don't know. Like, I don't know if there's going to be – I've heard up to 12 guys from Arizona that could be in the transfer portal right now.
12?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, so
LSU and Arizona
Mikey
just
Romero
form a little all-star team.
Mikey
Will Wade and what's his name? The basketball coach. Yeah.
Will Wade and who?
The basketball
and
coach.
Sean Miller.
Thank you.
Sean Miller.
Power team right there.
Let's go.
Just do it all.
Sean Miller as the assistant basketball coach.
Yeah.
Romero is 22, guys. I don't
Is
know
he?
that's
I think
not
he's
correct.
he's saying that he's just saying that he's old. I think that, but it's COVID year. Everybody gets free eligibility.
Yeah.
Class of 22 is what he's saying.
Class of 22.
Yes, yeah.
Are you
Thank
sure he's
you.
not saying he's 22 years old? That's how I read that.
No, he's class of
No,
22 because it is because he's not going to. Mikey Ramirez not going to play this year.
Correct.
So,
In
why not?
college because he's class of 22.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. I thought you were saying
I thought that was 20. No,
I thought you were saying he was a transfer.
Don't
22 means next year. So yes,
Right.
he's going to be the class of 22.
Yeah, he's a high school senior. He was
Correct.
committed to Arizona. He's going to be a high school senior.
Correct.
Committed to Arizona.
Yeah.
That's,
So
that's where you said shortstop, and I just kind of threw that out there.
and Will Wade's allegations just crushing.
Hey.
At one point, people thought I was Will Wade allegations on Twitter. By the way,
They still do, I think.
do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not anymore.
Well,
I think
anyway.
couldn't be more obvious now that you're not tweeting these or commenting these things.
Sorry to bust your little bubbles. Anyway, Mikey Romero, the fact that almost the same day that Jay Johnson takes over the job, he switches his commitment and was like, "Nah, I'm going to LSU." Jordy had him on like a couple of days later, and he told Jordy, "No, LSU was in the running anyway, and he had been following LSU anyway, and so when he made the switch, it was an easy switch."
Gotcha.
He's never even been on campus.
I'm sure Jay Johnson had told him like a week ago too, like, "Hey, bro, I think I'm taking this job."
Yeah.
So like, don't say anything.
I'm sure.
Don't commit to LSU yet, but like
I'm
when
sure
I do,
there's so many conversations going on like that.
no doubt.
We need to get our guy Dylan Cruz back on. I want to talk to him about that. All right, so that was big news. The next big news this week was Darius Day's coming back
for sure.
Man, so it's been a wild woolly couple of weeks for LSU.
Is D-Days a good nickname?
D-Days?
No.
D-Day.
Absolutely not.
D-Day, like the day
like in
that
World
we
War
stormed
II.
Normandy. Yeah, that's not great.
Guys, we got it.
Y'all
not
remember
a good nickname.
Y'all remember World War II?
Yeah, I remember that. All right, so it's been a wild and woolly couple of weeks, actually. So we lost Josh LeBlanc. He's transferred to UAB now.
Yeah,
since then, yes.
Oh, go Blazers! My alumni.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Turn them off.
They're going to be pretty good.
Turn them down a little bit. And then Seneca Knight's gone.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Seneca Knight's gone.
Yeah, that was
so
strange.
I thought when I heard the Josh LeBlanc, I kind of was thinking, okay, well, Darius Days is definitely coming back. When then I heard Seneca Knight, I was like, how the fuck is this happening?
Right. You saw what Will Wade said on Jordy this morning? Jordy asked, is the roster just about done? Will Wade said it's never done.
It's never done.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah. So Darius Days coming back. I heard something interesting about Adam Miller. And this was on Jordy's show as well.
Okay.
Adam Miller apparently already had a run-in a practice with another player. And it was because the other player said, "My bad." And Adam Miller turned to the kid and said, "I don't have fucking time for my bad."
Fuck yeah.
And then the
That's
other
Butler
kid that he told that to turned to Will Wade almost in like, can you help out in this situation? And Will Wade said, "Nah, bro, this is between y'all now." Like Adam Miller's got it. So Adam Miller, in my opinion, is like, yeah, he's on another level for me right now.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's some Kobe shit right
yes,
there.
A sophomore coming in from Illinois, Big Ten country. I needed that kind of toughness on the roster.
He's a beast.
And all I can think about in my head is that he did that to Josh LeBlanc, or he did that to Seneca Knight, and maybe
I could believe it's Seneca just because I don't know Seneca
you
at
don't
all.
know him.
But Josh LeBlanc,
was
I
a
feel
tough
like
dude.
Josh LeBlanc's a tough motherfucker. Josh LeBlanc would have knocked his ass out if he said that shit.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this.
Also, Josh
basketball
LeBlanc doesn't say my bad.
No.
Josh LeBlanc just gets pissed off and probably like fouls you on defense or something at worst.
Man, I thought Josh LeBlanc played so well at the end of the year last year.
Yeah,
but
he's
apparently
a liability on offense.
Well, and apparently he wasn't working as hard as what I was told. So he maybe wasn't working as hard in practice. Wasn't kind of taking his role for granted a little bit. He started getting passed up when Efton Reed comes in. Guys like that come in. Also, Tari Eason apparently is making waves already.
Tari
too.
Eason's a beast, man.
Yeah, and he's a hustler. Is the thing.
Yeah.
So
no, because I was looking through the roster like I guess a month ago now, but I couldn't figure out where Josh LeBlanc was going to get minutes actually. So I'm not surprised at all that he's leaving. Same with Seneca. I'm so excited to not have to say his name anymore.
Seneca or Seneca.
I feel bad that he had to go, but I was so sick of trying to learn that
But
name.
I hate his name.
I mean, figure it out, guy.
So I thought that was it's very interesting to be talking about basketball this time of year, right off of baseball and then football coming up. So
type in the chat what number you think days will change to this year.
Is it?
He had 3 different numbers in 3 different seasons.
Yeah, what was he before 0?
It was 20. It was 22 his first year,
and then
0 his second year, and then 4.
He changed from 0 to 4.
Yeah, when Skylar left, he took the 4.
Who was 0 last year? Nobody was 0?
I don't think there was a 0.
Wow. Big. That's big. Efton Reed coming in, being your post player.
Oh, Wilkinson, that's right.
Wilkinson was 0. That's right. And I think Wilkinson is going to be. Yes, he's still there.
Jesus,
I think
I don't even know anymore who's around.
I can't even reject the top the
roster movement in basketball.
The starting
so crazy.
5 or anything like that right now. But
no. I mean, Efton Reed, sure.
Did you see Sharif O'Neal doing dunk contest dunks on TikTok the other day?
Dude, every time I look at his Twitter, I get nervous because I'm worried he's going to transfer.
No. No.
Apparently not.
No.
Apparently he's doing
He's
well.
loving it.
Apparently he's doing quite well. Yeah, oh God, he dunked on somebody in some summer league thing.
Yes.
And stared his ass down.
And so apparently that was also on Jordy this morning. Will Wade apparently told Sharif O'Neal, like, nah, don't apologize to anybody. You come from the bad boys of basketball at LSU basketball. Yeah. I was like, I love it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. So very excited about LSU basketball. LSU football, I think we're in still very good shape. I think the Darius Rosenthal leaving is a gross over exaggeration of what's happening.
Yeah, it sucks for depth. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But you still have a lot of depth actually, because you still got Cam is supposed to step in, but behind him is Doomerville, who I think is a really, really good athlete and could potentially take that spot.
And then Ogeron mentioned Bradford, Dellinger coming in.
Bradford at tackle?
He was talking about moving him and trying him out. He said
Charles Turner
back,
also is another name that's gonna. He's
gonna
be
like center. He was a center
last
for a while,
year.
right?
Coach O, I remember because that's what I thought too. But then last year, Coach O said when Dare was out, that it was Cam Wire, and then behind him will be Charles Turner.
Okay.
And he said that Charles Turner can play all 5 positions.
At one time, he said that Anthony Bradford was his best offensive lineman. He just couldn't get on. He just couldn't get on the field. Which is
obviously he's not the best offensive
lineman. I was like, wait, yeah. Sam, you have something to say about that?
Coach,
Sam started chuckling.
Coach, I think you need to figure out how to manage a roster. I think you should probably play that guy. Just that's basic. Yeah, that's basic coaching there.
But that so what Bradford was a guard, right? And
that's what I thought.
Trying to kick him out.
That's why I'm surprised to hear you. Potential left tackle.
I've been seeing stuff online. This is just social media shit. But Cardell Thomas He's trying to get his logo made currently, and
I saw that.
It's all about NIL stuff, and I'm like, bro,
you gotta get him in the field first. Man.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 50,000 followers on Instagram.
Does he really?
Yes, but I'm like,
that's all from like his high school days. I bet.
When he was just, all from
mauling kids
when he was killing a kid in a
he
camp.
Was awesome. He was awesome in high school.
But like, is that what he's worried about right now? It's very.
I saw Myles Brennan posted something today saying like I'm excited to start working with businesses and shit like that.
He was never going to work with us.
No, I commented on it and asked him if he wants to come on the show tonight.
You did not.
I did. Did I tweet that out? Let me see. I don't remember if I actually.
I didn't see that. I
don't know if I actually pressed send or not.
For the record, open invite though.
Myles. Yeah, Myles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on anytime.
If I didn't tweet that, please.
I have a feeling he knows who we are from last year, if anything.
I didn't tweet it.
I still want to know how much he weighs, for sure. Mm-hmm. But other than that, what else is happening? What can anybody have a score update for us for College World Series?
Guys, y'all are supposed to be on this.
I know.
3-0 Mississippi State.
Sheesh.
Oh,
let's go.
This is Mississippi State's time. It is. They've never won a national championship in anything.
Shocking.
Anything?
This will be the first national championship ever.
I'm glad they're going to win it in baseball and not.
They should win.
Like I really care about.
They should win it in baseball.
God, excuse me. You just spent 20 minutes talking about baseball.
No, he hates baseball.
Liar.
Jack is very much like, I'm done with baseball. I'm so glad that our hire is made so we don't have to talk about baseball anymore.
I mean, that's like sort of true. I mean, I do like baseball, but it's like, I definitely I like football and basketball so much more. But I do like baseball.
All right. Another thing that we needed. Well, we had a couple of things. The Moxie of the Week award. We need to go over that. Moxie of the Week, and this was you had this, and then I think
Devin,
Jude,
or was it Jude?
I don't know if it was Jude too.
It was one of them. Yeah,
Harris English Moxie
Harris
of the Week award. Tell us why he's the Moxie of the Week,
dude. Every time I watch Harris English play, he just does not give a shit about golf. Like he doesn't even. It's like he doesn't even like playing golf, but he's just so good at it that he has to continue playing.
Like what makes
because it just makes him so much money. Like he just the expression on his face after he'll make a good putt and it's like I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't need this money anyway.
Right, exactly. It's something like that. I don't know. It's I guess he maybe grew up in some sort of country club and he just he has a bunch of money and he's always played golf. He's always been really good at it or something.
That's
I don't know.
Most of those guys, right?
I guess yeah.
I'm going to cut this clip. I'm going to send this to John Peterson and see what he says about that.
Okay, yeah, no, Harris English really bad dude. And he won this week, so that was an 8-hole playoff.
Yes, an 8-hole playoff.
And dude, did you watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay,
no.
so he was playing against this other guy. I'm blanking on his name right now, but
start with a K. Come on.
I
got you. You talk.
Anyway, so this was this kid's home course or something like that. So the entire crowd is just cheering his name on every hole, and it's it was I guess no one wanted Harris English to win or something because when he made the final putt to win it, it was people clapped and stuff, but it was just no one really everyone was kind of disappointed. I think it was really cool. It's really fun watching a sport like that when you're supposed to cheer for everybody, and then everyone's just cheering for this one guy to win, and then he doesn't, and it's just kind of awkward now.
Well, the playoff, it got pretty. I turned it on about halfway through, but
same
9 hole. It was hole 18, and they played
hole 18 5 times.
Well, they played it every time.
Oh, that's right.
They played it every time.
I think so.
Oh shit!
I thought.
So they just kept going back over and over and over.
That was my understanding.
No, because when I turned it on, they were on hole 17.
Oh, I think they probably do
and then they played hole 18 4 times in a row.
Yeah, they probably do 15, 16, 17, 18, and then it's 18, 18, 18, 18.
Yeah. I must have turned it on right when they started doing that. It's they're doing
Yeah. I didn't get to watch that. I wish I would have.
No, it was awesome. It was really cool.
You were talking about you needed to go eat. You were texting. We were in a text thread, and you were like, I'm starving to death.
Yeah. No, I was about to go. I was about to go eat. I was like, all right, I'll just watch the end of this playoff. 2 hours later, I'm still watching the goddamn playoff.
Kramer Hitchcock.
Kramer Hitchcock.
Yeah, great name.
What a great name.
Fantastic name.
Of the week.
If he ever wins, he's Moxie.
He's Moxie of the week, that Kramer Hitchcock.
I do agree with Harris English, though. He was just I mean, he just doesn't. He just
He's
makes
just
putts.
so cool.
He just hits ball straight and makes putts.
Yep. And he hits bombs too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how far he hits the ball until I watched that.
He's a solid player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a nice little run to majors before too long.
Yeah. That was his fourth win on the tour.
So moving on, we'll talk about Foxy of the Week. And this is one from last week that we should have added before, but Foxy of the Week is Sha'Carri Richardson, LSU sprinter, who is now on the U.S. Olympic team and is basically, she's going to own track and
I
field.
need the drop, by the way.
What drop?
Ooh, Foxy Lady.
Ooh, oh my God, I forgot about my drops.
Ooh, Foxy Lady.
Yeah, so Sha'Carri Richardson, you don't remember this name, but Flojo,
No.
Florence Griffith Johnson, I think is what her name was.
Okay.
She was a sprinter for the United States back in probably the 80s, 90s. And she kind of like took over everything. She had really long fingernails. She had her hair all done. She reminds me of her. Just somebody that's going to completely captivate track and field as a sprinter. But Sha'Carri Richardson is the Foxy of the Week.
You got to love those fingernails.
Oh, they're badass.
Fucking like
lady.
They're the same size as her entire finger.
Exactly. And the orange hair, like she is like, no, bro.
Well,
I'm faster
the hair
than you.
changes every time she runs, I think.
No, she's just like, no, for real. I'm faster than you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what it says.
She's the fastest woman in the world, huh?
Yes. I believe that's correct.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing to contribute.
I don't
Sam.
quite follow women's track as much as I used to, but, as far as I know.
There's something to be said about being the best and then having an image going into the Olympics.
That's
true.
something
That's true.
else.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be able to get some.
I had this conversation.
deals, for
I had
sure.
this conversation yesterday. There's some, Olympics are the Olympics. Like swimming, I don't really follow swimming, but when the Olympics happen, I follow swimming.
Right. Yeah, what's the girl's name for the U.S.?
That's what I was trying to remember yesterday. I don't remember her name.
Katie Ledecky.
Ledecky.
Thank you.
Yes, and she's going to be a household name in 3 weeks. That's going to be the person that we all know their name.
Is she like the new Phelps?
Yeah, she's
much better than everyone ever.
She was like the last 2 Olympics,
Right.
and now she's like, in her prime.
Uh-huh.
So
now she's in her prime.
Exactly. She was like,
she
14.
beat everyone by like 50 seconds.
She was like
time.
14 when she first did the Olympics.
You're lying.
No.
Holy
So
shit! I didn't even know you could do the Olympics that young.
Yeah. So she was like,
she's a prodigy.
Very
but
much.
It's going to be an American superstar and a household name come a month because she's just gonna.
Right. She's just gonna wreck
exactly.
everybody.
So, Sha'Carri Richardson, I think, is also going to be a household name, obviously, and an LSU grad. So
that's great. Yeah.
Grad? I don't even know if it's a grad. LSU alumni.
Yeah.
She's a Tiger.
Oh, she's a Tiger.
How do you say? I don't care. How do you say Katie?
A Tiger. Tiger.
Speaking of LSU alumnus in the Olympics, Mondo is not.
He's not on the United States
for
team.
United States.
No, he's on Sweden.
That's crazy.
It's weird, and I don't understand why.
He could have competed for the U.S.
He could have. He could have been a United States pole vaulter, but he's chosen to be on the Sweden pole vault team, and I have no idea why.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Because like he's
the best pole vaulter in the world.
He's like the best,
and
pole
he's from
vaulter,
Lafayette
ever, right? He already has like 3 world records.
I think so. Yeah,
records.
3
world records.
I don't know why he's not. I've tried to figure that out too, and I don't understand it at all.
Maybe he likes a girl on the Swedish team.
It might be it.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Let's tweet it out.
That's pretty good. If that's the case.
I mean, do you want another gold medal in the United States, or do you want a statue in Sweden?
Or do you want a blonde-haired baby? Get it? He had a baby with a Sweden girl.
Oh, okay.
All right, old man take of the week, and this is actually Jude. Jude posted this. Old man take of the week.
Old.
He's kind of an old soul.
Yeah, he is.
I would say.
Yes.
But what the fuck is up with the Milwaukee Bucks blue jerseys and blue uniforms? What is up with that? Milwaukee Bucks is green. Everybody knows that. And then I'm all about like an alternate uniform every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the playoffs, you wear your green uniform.
You don't even wear an alternate in the playoffs, in my opinion.
No,
maybe one
it's
game in the
completely
entire
traditional.
playoffs.
Unless it's all black or all white, right? Like one of the classic colors. I feel like if you go an all black alternate in the playoffs, it's fine. But
Sure. Yeah,
don't do this.
green.
Don't do this. You're
well, no. There have been games where a team has like completely changed their court to match their uniform. Have you seen that crap?
No,
that's what the Nets did. They like changed their court thing to gray, and they like changed the court like layout.
What is this even about? Like,
it's about people who follow the NBA are very young, and they
no. But is there something around this blue jersey for
like
the Milwaukee Bucks?
I'm sure there's a cool explanation for it.
Like the Pelicans, we have like a Milwaukee. The Milwaukee.
No, you have
we have the Mardi Gras jersey.
No, we don't.
We don't. Yeah, we do.
No, we cut them out for that stupid fucking the 3 Florida League one.
Yeah. Okay.
That
okay.
piece of crap. Cut out the money, dude.
We just hit a.
Oh my god! They cut because like I don't even like the uniform in the first place, and then they cut out my favorite uniform for it.
That was the best uniform.
Like pretty much everyone's favorite uniform. Like we just have no Mardi Gras jerseys anymore.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's outrageous,
and that one makes sense. I don't understand what this one is.
Okay,
so why?
There's got to be something cool.
So you've looked this up, Sam?
Yeah, straight from the propaganda. This is Milwaukee Bucks Twitter. Blues inspired by Milwaukee's meaning as the gathering place of water, which is their city uniform. So they
that's the right.
So I thought they were like Cream City is what they were called. Isn't that the?
I definitely don't know.
Yeah, that's because Giannis is just killing the girls.
Jesus,
so Milwaukee.
You saw Giannis tore his ACL last night.
Yeah, he did.
Milwaukee's a meeting place of rivers in Wisconsin, so they use
this is water
to symbolize the water coming together as Wisconsin.
Nobody knows this.
Now it just symbolizes
unless you Google
them about to lose in 6 games to the Hawks.
Talk about the Hawks, right? Hawks are just on another level right
and it's
now
like
as far as excitement.
People are saying like, oh, well, yeah, they won because Giannis was out. First off, they were winning the game before
Trae
Giannis
Young
came
was
in.
out.
Trae Young was also out, right? So they were also winning before Giannis even went out. So
yeah,
by significantly, they were up by 10, I think.
I'm very impressed by the Hawks right now.
I'm impressed by them.
The excitement that they're bringing.
The Clippers. That game's about to start, I think, too. The Clippers run that they're going on is crazy without Kawhi. If they win tonight and force 7, like that's crazy impressive. I should definitely eat crow on everything I've said about Tyronn Lue getting that job.
So Tyronn Lue is 10-2 in elimination games as a head coach.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. And I mean,
heard that on part of my take today. So
a lot of that is with
credit
LeBron.
Yeah, with LeBron. But I mean,
still,
he's won like 3 this year just with the Clippers. So I mean, Jesus, you got to tip your cap, I guess.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up tonight, guys.
Wait, ice cream.
Well, yeah, ice cream. All right, I forgot about this. Here's my ice cream, and this is my favorite ice cream in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
It's Andy's Custard in Baton Rouge.
The new one. The new place.
It's fantastic. If you go there, get the Boot Daddy. It is, I think, vanilla, chocolate. Also has some hot fudge in there. Caramel. Like, it's got everything in one thing. It's a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite.
Okay.
After that, like, I have a love for like Chick-fil-A ice cream cones.
Ice cream cones at Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Okay. I get milkshakes there all the time. That's like my favorite chocolate milkshake that I've ever had.
I'm very strong on the Chick-fil-A ice cream, and it's not just. It doesn't taste just like soft serve like you would think like a McDonald's soft serve.
Could you close your eyes and describe it to me?
It's milky.
What is it? What does it feel like when you just
when I put
your tongue on it?
Kind of like a cow's nipple. I don't know. Yeah, and it's cold.
That's
it's
what
cold.
you started with, and then you went with I don't know.
I don't know.
It feels like sand. Remember that?
The Star Wars?
No,
Wait,
it's
what are you
40-year-old virgin, where he's like, do you know what a breast feels like? He's like, yeah, it feels like sand, and they're like, you're a virgin.
I haven't seen that movie enough times to be able to quote it.
So all right, what else is in the running for you? Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins is my go-to.
The Baskin Robbins closed by your house or by your parents' house over there. So on Lee Drive.
Are you serious?
Am I breaking news to you? Yes.
I went there like 2 weeks ago. Are you fucking serious?
I'm pretty sure it did. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, end the show. I don't want to talk
it was right by the donut place, Mr. Ronnie's, right?
Yeah, which I know closed, and we don't have to bring that up as well. So
You're upset about
thanks
that.
for piling on.
So maybe it didn't close. I'll have to go check that out.
I'm about to go there right now.
Cold Stone Creamery. Have you been there?
Yeah. They're good. Not great.
Yeah, I'm not all about like the stone stuff. Like,
do a little less. You do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Just
too
much
much
ice cream. Put in it. Cold Stone Creamery. They beat it. They do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I just want it in a.
And why is this taking so long?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Baskin Robbins, they get right to the point.
We had some comments on Twitter. Somebody said that there is a coconut, and I'd have to pull it up.
It was downtown, right?
Yeah,
Sixth?
Kocha on
okay.
6th Street. And
never
I've been to that restaurant.
Never
It's a
been.
fantastic restaurant, but I've never had the ice cream there. So we'll have to check that out.
Does gelato count?
Yes.
Okay.
I would. So there used to be a place here in town called
Well, in that case,
Latte Miel.
Whole Foods has just amazing gelato.
Whole Foods does too, and I was going to comment on the Radius because y'all were doing pizza reviews that Whole Foods has a very good sleepy pizza as well.
Oh yeah, no, I've
a great slice of pizza.
Maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I've stolen that pizza a number of times. You just go up to the counter, you order a slice of pizza, you eat it, and then you just throw the box away. Because they work on like the honor code there or something.
Oh.
And I was like, I was 16 years old. And
so you're just like walking around and you eat the pizza
right.
and then you throw the box away.
I was working like 8 hours a week at Calvin's. I was making like $7.50 an hour. Did not have money to be spending on slices of pizza.
Wow.
So I would just eat it and go.
Wow, that is moxie. If I've ever heard of a moxie guy.
Look, I learned this from Willie B.
Oh, of course.
Who else would I have learned this from?
William is, God.
William, who, also was a big reason why I got fired at Calvin's. So.
Yes.
This is kind of a good segue to something I've been dealing with this week.
What's that?
So I went to a big store everybody would know this week and picked something up that they had to we had to turn something in. They developed some photos, right? Mm-hmm. They gave me the photos.
Walgreens.
And I walked out and just kind of drove away. And I texted my girlfriend because it was her photos. I said, "Hey, did you pay for these?" She said, "No."
Oh boy.
And by this point, I had left. So, do I go back? Or do I just take it?
I don't think they care.
No.
That's what I think about it. Are they going to care? If I go back and I say, "Hey, look, I just brought these back because of goodwill," are they going to be like, "Okay, thanks"? Or are they going to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I appreciate that."
Yeah, they're not trying to track me.
They're not going
You're
to.
Right. You're right. I feel better about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're good. You got that.
Yeah.
Do it again, I would say.
It's freaking Auburn criminals, right? Like Cam Newton and then this
Scam.
guy.
Sonic. We're going to leave out Sonic
Scam
of the
Warren.
ice cream conversation.
Sonic is like all right, you can't get to the other places in time and it's too late in the day.
Yeah.
You got to go to Sonic and get a Sonic Blast. Right. If you're around a Dairy Queen, you're going to go to Dairy Queen before you go to Sonic.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Okay. I think I would. Yeah, but Wendy's.
Am I right? Or am I right?
Wendy's Frosty? Is that what you're about to say?
I like a Frosty.
I do like a Frosty as well.
I mean, I don't hate a Frosty.
I grew up on a Frosty. Frosty's great.
I'm sure you did.
We did.
Papa has offered me.
Oh yeah,
has offered to go to Wendy's so many
you want to
times.
go to get a Frosty? And he's like, and you're like,
we were at the beach and we ended up going to Wendy's after we played golf.
Jude in the chat. Vandy Whistler eats Big Gay ice cream in New York City.
Big Gay ice cream.
Yikes!
Is that a real place?
I don't think so.
Jude, is that a real thing?
He made it one. I don't think it's real. Pride Month, by the way.
You have 1 day left, Matt. Get them all out. This is your last
this is the last day. We can get it in. Get it in.
Get it in.
Get it.
You're getting it in.
All right, it's time to wrap it up. All right,
I agree. It's time to wrap it up.
Oh Lord! Big shout out to our sponsor, Bank of England Mortgage.
Big time.
Who?
Shout out to the boys.
Man, they are doing big things over there. Patrick Michelson at Bank of England Mortgage. Reach out to Patrick about any refis or first mortgages, and tell him that the podcast sent you, and tell him that you love the Jay Johnson hire. He'll probably help you out. So reach out to him. Also, huge shout out to Lucas Ragusa at River City's Total Maintenance. Those guys are hustling right now. It's the hot time of the year. We're sweating bullets outside. They're busting their ass. Please, if anything, when you call these guys, tell them that you appreciate their business and you appreciate what they're doing during the summertime. But New Orleans and North Shore area, you guys reach out to those guys and tell them that you appreciate it. With that,
Big Gay ice cream is a real place, by the way.
You just Googled it?
Jude just sent it to us. It's real.
He sent it. It's real. Okay.
It's like their logo is an ice cream cone with like rainbow flavored ice cream.
Well, of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
and then he also said, "Me so horny, me love you long time."
Okay. Not great. All right. With that, we appreciate all of our sponsors.
Jude also said that we have other sponsors that we should say.
We're
Jude,
not going to say.
Put them up if you want to.
Yeah, Ether Insurance. Adam Imperato at Ether Insurance. We appreciate him. Any quote that you need, Ether Insurance is going to handle it for you. Bear Process Safety. Adam Berry at Bear Process Safety. Bro, I need to call Adam. We need to go hit the links with Adam. I need to get in touch with him. He lives right down the street too. He can always come by here too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna get him to come by. We'll just have him on the podcast. What else you got? What is
that? It?
Kersey Automotive Group. Brandon Lejean. He's our OG sponsor for One Team One podcast. Courtesy. You follow Brandon on Facebook too. He's got killer deals all the time. He had a couple of Denali pickups that he had out this past week that sold immediately. So you have to follow him on Facebook to get those deals. And then we had, who was our last one? That was it. I think that was it. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate our sponsors. Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight. It has been One Team, One Podcast.
Logan out.